Spar is a wholesaler supplying its franchisee-owned stores around the region and in Ireland.
Indeed, Ireland. So that's something new. Spar, of course, more on the wholesale side of things, doesn't own the stores. Typically, those belong to the franchisees. I think everybody's familiar with the Spars. You get good ones and bad ones. But the Irish edition was an interesting thing. That takes them into a similar business in Europe and adds non-rand or hard currency earnings to the rand results.
Market cap 33.3 billion rand, PE of 22.2, and a dividend yield here of 3%. Let's change things up a bit and look at the graph straight off the bat here. So Spar Group is looking robust from a share price perspective. Chantal?
Yeah, so what happened there is these guys released interim results, and when they did make the Irish acquisition, the expectation was that it would be earnings dilutive and it will weigh on the operating margin, but they didn't say anything about the gross margin. And when that result came out, the gross margin expanded, and suddenly the market loved it, where they were kind of I think they were undecided on the acquisition. Suddenly the guys realized, listen, this thing could work.
Yeah, that's indeed.
Do you own this one for your clients?
We don't.
No,
We've got a
you
few
haven't
clients
been interested
who own
in
it,
it previously.
but we've always sort of viewed others as a bit more obvious. Obviously, the nature of the model where you don't own the stores gives you a little bit less control, but it gives you much better capital returns because it's a much tidier business. But I think they're pretty strong. I think the BWG acquisition, that's the Irish thing, that's going to be interesting to see that evolve over time because, of course, it is far away and management might be a little bit sort of diluted as they run up and down. But I suppose it's just an overnight flight and they'll have got quality people running that business for them.
And I must say, the nice thing about Spar is it does have that really nice little dividend yield. So, I mean, on a forward basis, it's just under 4%, which in any kind of dividend or income portfolio, it makes sense to have it there.
Chantal's sounding a little more enthusiastic about this story. Paul,
Look, this is one of the winners in recent times. It used to be like 5th or 6th on the list of market cap, but you can see it's overtaken some of its peers. So that's, of course, because of that share price movement recently.
Hot or not?
I'm going to tip it and say hot. I think it's well positioned, and I expect...
And that 4% dividend yield that Chantal mentioned.
Yes, and that is also the reason why I think it's a bit boring, but it's hot.
It's hot. I like the descriptive before the hot or not.